Capitulum XXIX. Navigare necesse est. Lectio Tertia. Versus XXVII. Usque ad versum XXI. Tum vero ludia ad medum versa, modo te interrogavi inquit, tua ne esset pecunia, qua hunc annulo memisti, cur nondo mihi respondisti. But then, after Lydia has turned to Medus, she says, I asked you a moment ago whether the money was yours with which you bought this ring. Why have you not yet answered me? Ita repente interrogatus, Medus se pecunia me saculo domini surripuisse, confitetur. Thus suddenly asked, or having been thus suddenly asked, Medus confesses that he stole the money out of his master's wallet. O Mede, exclamat Lydia, fur es, iam me pudet te furem nequissimum amavisse. O Medus, exclaims Lydia, you are a thief. Now I am ashamed to have loved you. A wicked thief. At Medus nolienquit me furem appellare mea Lydia. But Medus says, do not call me a thief, my Lydia. Dominus enim aliquid peculi mihi debebat. For my master owed me some slave wage. Peculium debitum summere furtum non est. It is not a robbery, it is not thievery, to take one's slave wage, the slave wage that is owed. Sed Lydia pergit eum furti accusare, but Lydia continues to accuse him of stealing. Furtum fecisti, Mede. You have done a robbery, Medus. Frustra te excusare conares. In vain do you try to excuse yourself. Si furtum feci, tua causa id feci. If I have committed robbery, I did it for your sake. Eo enim consilio nummo surripui, ut donum preciosum timiem rem. For I stole the coins with the plan of buying you an expensive gift. For I stole the coins with the design that I would buy for you an expensive present. Non ne hoc beneficium potius quam maleficium esse tibi videtur? Surely this appears to you to be a kindness rather than an act of wickedness. Facile est aliena pecunia donna preciosa emmere. It is easy to buy expensive gifts with someone else's money. Tale donna me non delectat. Such a present does not please me. Hunc annulum iam gedere nullo. Now I do not want to wear this ring in mare eum ab iciam. I will throw it away into the sea. Hoc dicens, Lydia annulum de digito detrahit, sed gubernator Protinus brachium eius prehendit. As she says this, Lydia takes the ring from off her finger, but the helmsman immediately takes hold of her arm. simul medas annulum Emmanueludie lapsum capit. At the same time, Medus catches the ring that has fallen from Lydia's hand. Ludia irata exclamat, abstine manum nauta. Ludia, angry, shouts, keep your hand off me, sailor. At ille noli stulte agere inquit. But that guy says, do not act foolishly. Nemo tibi annulum ita abiectum redet. No one will restore to you your ring thus thrown away, nisi fortetam felix eris, quam Polycrates, tyrannus Samius, unless perhaps you will be as lucky as Polycrates, the Samian tyrant, cuius annulus, quem ipse in mare abiecerat, mirum in modum inventus est, non in fundo maris, sed in ventre piscis, whose ring, which he himself had thrown away into the sea, was found in a marvelous way, not on the bottom of the sea, but in the stomach of a fish. Cur ille tyrannus annulum suum abiecet? Why did that tyrant throw away his own ring? Annulum abiecet, cum ses nimmis felicem esse censeret. He threw away his ring because he thought that he was too happy, too lucky, too fortunate. Nihil mali umquam ei acciderat. No evil, literally nothing of evil, had ever happened to him. Ac tanta erat potestas eius, tanta gloria, tantaeque divitiae, ut non solum alii tyranni, sed etiam die mortales ei inviderent. And so great was his power, so great was his glory, and so great were his riches, that not only other tyrants, monarchs, but even the immortal gods were envious of him. Tum amicus eius rex Aegypti, cum felicitatem atque gloriam eius ingentem videret, tyranno suasit, ut iacturam faceret eius rei, quam maxime omnium delectabatur. Then his friend, the king of Egypt, since or when he saw that his happiness and glory were great, persuaded the tyrant to throw away that thing by which most of all things he was delighted. He persuaded the dative, tyranno, to make a throwing away of that thing, eius rei, by which he was most captivated, by which he was most pleased, of all things, omnium. Ita deorum invidiam averti posse sperabat. Thus he was hoping that the jealousy of the gods could be averted, could be turned away. Polycrates igitur navem conscendit et annulum, quem preciosissimum habebat in mare abiecet. So Polycrates got on board a boat and threw away into the sea the ring which he regarded as the most precious, or threw away into the sea that ring, the most precious one, the most valuable one that he owned. paucis post diebus, a few days later, aliqui piscator in eodem mari piscem cepit. Some fishermen caught in the same sea a fish, qui tam formosus erat, which was so beautiful, ut that as a consequence piscator eum non venderet, that as a consequence the fisherman did not sell him, sed tyranno donare, but gave him as a gift to the tyrant. Verum antequam piscis ad mensam tyrannia latus est, but before the fish was brought to the table of the tyrant, servus qui piscem secabat, the slave who was cutting the fish, ei annulum addulet, brought to him the ring quem in ventre piscis inventum esse, which, as he said, had been found in the stomach of the fish. Polycrates, cum annulum suum recognosceret, maxima laetitia affectus est. Polycrates, when he recognized his own ring, or because he recognized his own ring, was filled with the greatest joy. Nemum quam eo tyranno beatior fuit. No one was ever happier than that tyrant. Noliquem quam ante mortem beatum dicere. Don't say that anyone is happy before their death. Hoc nos docet fortuna ilius tyranni. The fate, the fortune of that tyrant teaches us this. Polycrates enim Paulo post, a quodam viro fallaci, qui eum falsis promissis sammo in Asiam alexerat, terribilem in modum necatus est. For Polycrates, a little while later, was killed in a terrible way by a certain deceiving man who had lured him by false promises from Samos into Asia. Ita non numquam vita beata morte miserrima finitur. Thus, sometimes a happy life is ended by a most terrible death. Varia quidem est hominum fortuna. The fortune of human beings, to be sure, is varied, it's various, it changes. Sed homo prudens bonam et malam fortunam equo animo fert. But a wise man bears good and bad fortune with an indifferent spirit or mind. Nec alterius fortunae invidat, and he does not envy the fortune of another. Dum gubernator loquitur, while the steersman is speaking, altera navis procul in mari apparet. Another ship appears far away on the sea. Medus eum apprehendit. Medus grabs hold of him. Et desineloquiinquit cura negutium tuum, and says, "Stop talking. Take care of your job. Do your job." Quin prospices? Why are you not looking out? Videsne navem illam velocem? Do you see that swift ship, quea septentrionibus nobis appropinquat, which is approaching us from the north? Per Deos immortales, inquit gubernator. By the immortal gods, says the captain, cum primum navem appropinquandem prospexit, as soon as he has looked out and seen as soon as he has caught sight of, from afar, the approaching ship. Illa navis velox nos persequitur. That fast ship is chasing us. Certe navis predonum est. Certainly it is a boat of pirates. Omnia vela date naute. Give full sail, sailors. Give all the sails, O sailors. Navis autem velis solis non tam velociter vehitur, quam ante tempestatem. But the ship is not carried so swiftly by its sails alone as before the storm. Nam vela vento rapido scissa sunt, for the sails were torn by the swift wind. Itaque gubernator imperat ut navis remis agatur. So the captain commands that the ship be driven by oars. Mox remis velisque vehitur navis quam velocissime potest. Soon the ship is being carried along as swiftly as possible by oars and sails. Sed tamen altera navis, but nevertheless the other ship, cuius remi quasi alle ingente sursum de orsum moventur, whose oars, just like giant wings, are moving up and down, magis magisque appropinquat, approaches more and more. Gubernator perteritus exclamat. The terrified captain cries out, O diboni! O good gods, quid faciamus? What shall we do? Brevi predones hic erunt. Soon the pirates will be here. Tum mercator, cum gubernatorem pallidum videat. Then the merchant, because he sees that the captain is pale with fear, bono animo es inquit, says, be of good cheer, noli desperare, don't lose hope. Spes est, dum anima est. There is hope while there is life.